Hi guys, it's been a while since I made a video, but I'm just gonna go through the Friday's sales that I took, and then over time I'm gonna go through what I took during the week because I'm gonna start with this one because it's already on my charts because I need to go back to my previous trades to look where I took the trades from and just mark up the charts again. So this is already marked up, so I'm just gonna go through it. But as you can see, we're on the 4-hour chart right now, and I have this area marked on the 4-hour, this area here, this area here, and then on the daily, it's this area. Yeah, this area is the daily. So let's just go back to the 4-hour. So what happened over here was, I'm just going to go through this, but I'm going to go through it in my other videos when I go back to the trades that I took over there. But obviously, it failed to break above the extreme highs on the 4-hour, but it actually just grabbed liquidity because it broke above this high, above this little high. But it wicked the high, the extreme high on the 4-hour. So obviously we were looking for sales. I think I took a sell from like this area over here. From here, this candle was from FOMC, which failed to break the 4-hour on this side, which if it did break, then I would look for sales anyway. But then on Thursday, price went back into the 4-hour, 15-minute refined area from FOMC, and it failed to break above as well. Like this was price action on the 23rd, like in the night, but during the day, it was not breaking above this high point that I marked on. And then this is obviously the trading range because it broke structure from here. So I was looking for this area to sell, but obviously I could have sold in the night on the 23rd because I actually did this trade on the 24th in the morning. But obviously it was in the late at night, so obviously I don't like to hold onto my trades during the night, so hence I didn't take that trade. But so this is the refined 15-minute. As you can see, if it didn't break above this high multiple times, like here as well and here. So then let's just refine it down. Oops, on the 5-minute. Sorry. So as you can see, it pulled back, and then it failed to make a new high. But instead, it was making lower highs, not lower lows technically, but the highs were lower and they weren't making higher highs. What are they doing? And then, but in the morning on the 24th, I was actually looking to buy, but I looked at the bigger picture and thank God I didn't buy because otherwise I would have been stopped out multiple times. So I looked at the bigger picture, which was why I explained like the 4-hour didn't break the lows, the day after it didn't break the highs, and then on the 15-minute it was making lower highs, and lower lows, I guess. But obviously it broke structure here on the 5-minute breaks of structure. This finally broke over here, but I was actually looking at the immediate breaks of structure instead of the swing points. So this was a swing point, this was a swing point on the 5-minute. And then I obviously had these 8R, 16R, etc., marked at the low of each. I don't know what to call them, but like the points where price could react from. So here, here. And I was aiming for at least to take out these lows, but obviously price didn't, and I closed my trades. I closed most of that at 29R, and then I closed the rest around here when it started to make break structure up to the upside. What was I? So yeah, in the morning I had this area marked, the 15 minute, and this area marked, so it could have went back up here before selling off, but it didn't. So it refined down to the 2 minute. Oops, 2 minute, which was just a little candle within the thing. I think it just barely touched, but I market execute, so it was a bit late, but it doesn't matter. But here, there could have been a scale in if you didn't take this entry, because obviously this is a risk entry, which I like to take personally. So obviously breaks of structure happened here, like this was the last low, like here and here. So obviously you would look for sells here within this range. Let me just draw the range. So like here. So obviously you would sell from this area, not in this area. Okay, and then there was a break of structure here. Even so where would you have well, I don't even know actually. I'm lying. But because obviously price reacted from this area here, and I think it broke structure on 1 minute, but obviously it did come back to near my entry. So I was debating on closing it because it did, because that day price was actually playing around. Like I was just gonna look because it was just playing around before it actually moved. But let me just see. I don't think you would have entered over here, to be honest. I don't know why I marked that on. I mean, obviously I didn't take a scaling because I already had the original entry. But if it was like further down, then I probably would have scaled in. Like probably here would have been a better scaling because it broke structure here and it broke all these structure and it grabbed liquidity. Where is it? So let's just mark that on. Oops. So yeah, there would have been an entry here if you wanted to scale in, which I probably should have, but whatever. So this is invalid actually. This is, I don't know, this is a random error because it didn't even break structure, so ignore this. Obviously when price came back up, it failed to break above this wick that I was looking for. So if it broke above this wick, then I probably would have just closed my trades because it was close to my stop loss. My stop loss is above. I can't go below. I don't like going below 1, but I also took in like the edge, like the wicks. So obviously to be on the safe side. So yeah, once price was playing around, I just looked away from my phone because I was like, okay, I'm not going to. And then obviously this could have been another scaling here. Then my target would have been here for this scaling just to bank profits because price could have reacted from any of these areas that I marked. So that would have been about 13R there alone. Because here it didn't really have much of a reaction like it did over here when price was playing around. So technically you could have held or take most of partials off here. And then 24R, this was a tricky one because it didn't really break structure, so it wasn't really valid, but it could have reacted from here because there's an inside. Oh, actually, yeah, there's an inside bar here, so anything could have happened. And this was like the extreme point, 29R. These are really close together, so as you can see, it plummeted through it, but then it started to break structure immediately after it pulled back. And then I guess you could have had a. I was still set on sells, so I didn't look for the buys, but there was a buy entry possibly here because as you can see, it broke 1 minute structure. But I'm not sure what it reacted to over here because I didn't mark it on, so I wasn't aware. So it's inside bar as well. And then so yeah, there could have been a nice buy up from there, but it happens. I was just married to my bias. Here, being safe, the stop loss would be about 4, which is quite big. But I don't know where I would have targeted because obviously this was like in the afternoon. But you could have just held that buy. But yeah, so there could have been a buy entry here because as soon as it broke this 29R structure over here, it immediately shot up and then it broke this structure on the probably 1 minute. So yeah, there would have been a nice entry there if I wasn't so married to my bias, but it happens. I did want it to hit 47R or like this area down here to take out the 4-hour low, but let me just see on the daily where we are, because we did react from this 4-hour order block. So if it doesn't break next week, then I'm gonna be buy bias from now on. However, this daily, this could have been liquidity for price to come back down here before reacting to go back at least this area here, or here. There's an area here as well. Otherwise, price could come back up here to grab all this liquidity and then go down to this area. So I guess we'll see what happens next week. But overall, that trade was about 29R, which is good. The scaling would have been 13 if you stopped it here, but and then 25 if you held it to here, and then the buys were about 5R, I think, because it was a bigger stop loss, but obviously you could have refined it down on the lower time frames. Here on the 1 minute, people ask me how I get my entries, but it really depends because I'm more like a risk entry. Like if it comes into the zone, I'm entering, whether it's safe or not, because I would have my stop loss. So obviously I do lose quite often, more than usual. But if you wanted a confirmation entry, I would say probably here, but then it depends if you put your stop loss here or above here, then you would have been safe, because it did break structure here, and I would count this as an order block, as an immediate break of structure, but it would have been stopped out if you look. So unless you're really, really conservative, then your stop loss would have been about, it's not even that big actually, 2.2 is actually doable. And yeah, you could have been in the trade. Oh, I wish I saw that actually. Could have had a little scaling. I told you, we could have had a scaling over here, or that bigger stop loss one. This one's a smaller stop loss, but you would wait for a price to get out from this ugly range and then move. Yeah, that's it for this video. So this is the 24th of September trade that I took. Yeah, so hopefully that makes sense. I'm just gonna clear this up now, and then hopefully during the week I'll go through my other trades that I took. Probably, I don't know. I need to go back to look at where I took the trades, but from last week, because I cleared it up. But hope this was useful. Comment other ideas, I guess, if you want me to. If you found this video helpful, obviously like it and share it and give me views. But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, hopefully you found it useful somehow. Thank you. Bye.